Plato claims that each human being has a soul, and that the soul is divided into three distinct parts that can also be seen as three distinct forces acting within us. He states that there is rational part of the soul. This part of the soul is responsible for reason and reflection. Whenever we think about something for its own sake, whenever we do philosophy, our rational part of the soul is in action. The second part is the spirited part of the soul. It is responsible for anger, desire for recognition, and achievement, and is in action whenever we seek fame or success for its own sake. The third is the appetitive part. Sometimes we just want to feel comfortable or to indulge in hedonistic pleasures. When you want to have sex or to eat something delicious or to take drugs to experience some sort of pleasure, this third part of the soul, the appetitive part, is active within you. Scrolling Instagram purposelessly or watching YouTube videos that don't actually bring anything in your life is also one of the signs that your appetite governs within you, at least occasionally. Now, Plato says that a harmonious soul is the one in which reason governs, spirit supports, and appetite obeys. Imagine if you always did whatever your most primitive impulses suggested. In such case, you would just drink excessively or eat food that makes you look and feel bad, or just laze around without achieving anything in life. Such life is of people whose appetite is stronger than their reason and spirit. If the spirited part governed our actions, we would not behave like the first type of a person. And yet, relentlessly seeking fame without the guidance of reason would make us do meaningless things for the applause of the public. Seeking power for the sake of it makes our actions incoherent with the higher ideals. Blind rage and desire to win can bring good results, but these will be meaningless if you can never pause to evaluate what goal is worth pursuing. Only when the rational part of the soul leads can we pursue meaningful goals. It evaluates whether to aspire towards something based solely on its internal goodness, not on how the thing is perceived in the society, and not on how the thing makes you feel. When reason is at the top of this governing hierarchy, our soul is in harmony, and when our soul is in harmony, it leads us to virtue and noble deeds. Plato then says that the government is structured in the same way as our soul, and just as our soul, it has the same three distinct parts. Each state has working class or producers who ensure that there are enough resources for the state to function. They grow grains and keep cattle, make clothes and build houses. They also do trading and redistribute the products. The function of the producing class closely resembles the appetitive part of the soul. They provide material necessities for the state, the most basic things that ensure state's material well-being. They typically have little time or inclination for the pursuit of fame, recognition, or deep contemplation. Rather, they focus on their immediate needs and comforts, much like the appetitive part of the soul seeks to satisfy its most fundamental cravings. There is also a warrior elite in each state, the army that ensures protection and extends state's influence. These people are of a special type. They can withstand a lot of pressure, live without comforts, and are inexorable in their pursuit of victory. That is reminiscent of the spirited part of the soul that bears similar characteristics. Without warriors, the state would be destroyed by invaders or by internal contradictions. The warriors don't act blindly, they follow commands from the top. In a well-balanced state, just like in a well-balanced soul, the reason is responsible for taking major decisions about the goals of the state. Plato believed that only the wisest people are supposed to be governing the state. He called these people the philosopher kings. So we're coming back to the same principle that worked for the soul. In a harmonious state, the reason commands, the warrior class heeds to these commands of the reason and ensures safety outside and within the state. And the working class produces all the material goods that ensure the state's material well-being. Each part does their own job and contributes to the mutual good, and as long as they don't interfere in the work of the other parts, the state is just. So justice for Plato is this specific type of harmony, when everything is on its place, everyone does their job, and does not want to take over another part, which is rightfully on its place. Now, there is a debate in philosophy on whether Plato gives sufficient reason to believe that the harmony of the soul, as he describes it, leads to the harmony of the state. At first glance, Plato's theory seems appealing. If you keep your soul in harmony by letting your reason guide your ambition and physical desires, then you will become a just person. But is this enough to guarantee that you will also treat other people well? Some thinkers say there is a missing link. They argue that having a balanced soul can keep you from some personal failings. But it is not obvious how this alone ensures that you will also care for others. In other words, the question is, can we be at peace within ourselves and still act selfishly in the wider world? Critics want a step-by-step explanation. They look at Plato's claim and wonder, why would a balanced soul automatically care about friends, neighbors, and other people? Couldn't someone with strong self-control and a calm spirit still be indifferent to the rest of society? They point out how Republic does not make it clear how the private virtue leads to the public virtue. Some supporters of the Plato's view respond by turning to his other dialogues, especially to Symposium. There, Plato explores the idea that our rational part does more than thinking clearly about our personal matters. It also experiences a kind of love for the good and the beautiful. According to this view, reason is not just about your own self-interest. It drives you to help goodness flourish everywhere. If our rational part recognizes something is good, it naturally becomes a desire to see the good spreading everywhere. You want not only your life to be virtuous, but also your communities. So once the rational part takes control inside your soul, you cannot remain indifferent to other people. You realize that justice is not only individual harmony, but something that we owe to each other in the society. So this idea ties personal virtue to social virtue. The moment your rational understanding tells you that genuine goodness must be shared, you feel responsible for the way you treat others and for how community functions. When spirit and appetite are under reason's guidance, they will not push you to lie, cheat, or harm people. Instead, they support your efforts to do what is truly beneficial, not just for yourself, but for everyone. Some philosophers claim that the Symposium's account answers the missing link question. Others still believe that Plato should have spelled this out more plainly in the Republic itself. They argue that the Republic leaves too much implied rather than stated directly. This discussion about the missing link shows how Plato's ideas about personal responsibility and political organization are deeply connected. It also highlights why modern readers continue to find Republic so engaging. If Plato is right, then cultivating our inner harmony is not just our private matter, it's the key to building a just society. If the critics are right, then we need to find a better way to explain how caring about our own souls leads us to care about the souls of others as well. In the end, Plato's vision challenges us to think whether moral goodness can be separated from a well-ordered mind. According to him, a person who truly sees the good cannot help but promote it wherever possible. Whether you accept this claim or not, you can see the richness and complexity of Plato's theory, one that continues to spark debates after thousands of years. Thank you for watching this video, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, like it and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next videos about philosophy.